Hi, everyone. Welcome to this special series of interviews with past winners of YMP Award. As you know, the YMP Awards recognizes two personality, a young entrepreneur, a male and a female, who over the past year or during their career have demonstrated exceptional leadership skills, innovative thinking, and have provided values to their companies, their shareholders, and themselves. So this interview is all about getting to know them more personally. And today my guest is Andree St-Germain. She's the CFO and Secretary of Integra Resources. She's also on the board of Ascot Resources, Cisco Mining, and the Association for Mining Exploration BC, and the 2019 YMP Award winner. Andree, welcome. Thank you for doing another interview with YMP.
Thanks, Bianca for the intro, and thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Likewise. So we'll start, as I've started with the other past winners. How did you start your career in mining?
So I started my career in mining about 12 years ago. So after completing my MBA, I got into investment banking, and really that was my first, if you want to call it, professional exposure to the mining space. And really loved it from the get-go. And after about 4 years or so in investment banking, I did switch to the industry side, and I've been CFO of a few mining companies since.
So, and another question, which what comes to mind, or who comes to mind when we talk about success or being successful?
I'll go with kind of what comes to mind, because obviously success is very different from one person to another. For me, obviously, there's the obvious. You need to be passionate about what you do, hard work, having initiative, critical thinking, act on opportunities, being curious, continuous learning as well is a big one, and self-improvement and so on. But, I think what makes a big difference in someone's attitude, it's someone's attitude, especially in times of adversity. So, life throws curveball at us all the time, everyone. So it's critical to have kind of a positive and constructive attitude. I don't see challenges as problem. I see a challenge as an opportunity to find a solution, a bit like a game. I see it as an opportunity to learn and to grow from it. Things happen, and often we don't have control. It's out of our control. So what we can do is control kind of our emotion and control how we react to those challenges. And I think that makes a big difference between being successful and not. I'm a strong believer in silver linings, and I've been all my life. They're quite obvious, but sometimes you really need to think hard to find a silver lining to a situation. But it really allows you to turn around a situation that could have been a negative experience into a more positive one. And that's true both at work and in your personal life.
I agree, and it's well said during this context, as I guess, like with pandemic and lockdown, finding the silver lining. And then, is there someone in the industry you look up to? It could be one or more than one person.
So I was very fortunate to have a lot of champions. I call them my champions over my career. I won't mention names because I think they know who they are by now. But I do recognize that I've been extremely privileged. I did work hard and earned it, but I benefited from people opening doors for me. So I think this highlights a few things, the importance of not only building relationships, but also building your brand. And, I think once you recognize that you've been privileged and you've been blessed, I think it's important, and we owe us to next generations of leader is to open doors to others and really help them. I want to help others succeed the same way, my champions helped me succeed over my career.
It sounds a lot like my next question, but I'll ask it. According to you, what does it take to be a good leader and have some leadership?
I think a good leader is someone who's inspirational, someone who's open and inclusive, someone who trusts and values their team, and someone with strong ethics and principles.
And I'll ask you a more personal question, but do you have a morning routine, whether it's before going to work? Well, I mean, not in the physical sense anymore, but before starting work or at work?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question, and I actually have quite a bit. So, let's start with pre-work. So, previously, it really consisted just the work out of a workout. Like I got 2 dogs, so no option. I like to say the dogs are walking me, and it's not me walking the dog. So, usually a run or a hike in the morning. That's always a must. But 2020 changed things a little, and I started focusing on all facets of health, including mental health and mindfulness. So these past few months, I've added journaling, gratefulness, and meditation to my morning routine. And also love drinking coffee in bed while watching the news. So I need about 2 hours before I get started, before the workday starts, just to get all these things done. So I do get a lot done before starting the workday, but for me, having a productive morning really sets the tone for a productive workday. And even if I have to get up at 5:30 every morning to get everything done, it really sets the day. And if for some reason one day I don't get my little morning routine, I'm definitely off for the rest of the day. Yeah. So, and when it comes to work, the first thing I do is to look at my to-do lists. So I have a weekly to-do list and I have my daily to-do list. So I'll go through those, update, prioritize items, what I need to do in the morning, what I need to do in the afternoon. And it doesn't take time, like it's like 5-10 minutes, but it really helps me prioritize tasks at hand. I'm sure you can imagine there's always a lot on the go. And it's easy to feel, I could easily feel overwhelmed, and I do sometimes. But writing things on paper makes it, for me, a lot more manageable. And once I'm done with my to-do list, then I'll catch up on usually a lot of emails.
Yeah, which I bet you have. Which book have you given the most to others?
I think the one I've recommended the most, and that's often to other women in the industry, is just the Lead-In from Sheryl Sandberg. It's a very easy, very quick read. I think there's a lot of tangible and applicable takeaways. Really enjoyed Talking to Strangers from Malcolm Gladwell. But I'll have to be honest, like I don't read enough, and that's the one thing I keep saying. This year I'm going to read more. So I got 2 books on the go right now. Well, on the go, I just got them. I haven't opened them yet. Don't know if you can see, but Emotional Intelligence from Danielle Goleman, and How to Sleep Well, The Science of Sleeping Smarter, Living Better, and Being Productive. So next time we chat, I can tell you how
Very good, yes.
how that went, but definitely trying to sleep more as well and sleep better. So that's in progress.
It's very interesting. Thanks for sharing. And then is there any plans for 2021 that you can share with us, whether it's in your role at the company or for the company?
No, for sure. Thanks for the opportunity. So we'll just start with Integra. So I think we definitely have an exciting year ahead. So we're working towards our pre-feasibility study, which we expect in the 4th quarter of 2021. And on the exploration side, we'll be extremely busy. We have a lot of new targets in the Black Sheep, Florida Mountain, War Eagle areas. So there's going to be lots of good news throughout the year. On the Ascot resource front, we secured project financing in late 2020. And now we're working towards receiving our Mine Act permit amendments in the second half of 2021. And we'll be able to start construction shortly after. So that's very, very exciting as well. It's going to be a busy year on that front. Osisko Mining, we're in the process of raising 60 million in flow-through dollars. And we have about 35 active rigs on site right now. So lots of exploration and, expecting some very good drilling results as well throughout 2021. And finally, like you said, I'm also on the board of AME BC, and I was just recently re-elected for a 3 years term. So looking forward to another year advocating for mining exploration in BC.
Very good. And just before we wrap up this this interview, is there any advice you would like to give to our YMP audience?
Yes, and I definitely have a few, so it's good. I think we got a bit of time here.
Yes.
So I have a bit of a laundry list. So first, obviously, networking and building industry relationships, that's kind of a must. I know it was hard in COVID time, but when things come back to normal, really a push on networking and reconnecting with some of those relationships. Get involved with associations, such as YMP. Again, it's going to help you work on your brand and work on your relationship, not relationship, but yeah, relationships in the industry. I think it's also important as well to give back. And it could be in time that you spend, mentoring someone, time that you spend working for an association, or money. We need to realize that we're blessed and we need to give back. Just to give you an example, I'm sponsoring 6 kids in Haiti because I was born in Haiti, so I have a bit of a connection with the country, and been sponsoring those kids for about 5-6 years. And just recently 2 graduated. So one graduated from college and the other one graduated from university. So I do find it very rewarding to help others. And sometimes it's not a lot of money. Sometimes just a small investment can actually make a really big impact in someone's life and changing someone's life. And also, as you advance in your career, I would encourage everyone to give back by opening doors to others and giving opportunities as well. Another advice would be not to be afraid to seize opportunities when they arise. You won't regret trying, but you'll regret not trying. And like I mentioned earlier, see challenges as opportunities and always try to find that silver lining, even if sometimes you have to think really hard about it to figure out what it is, but it's definitely worth it. Another one, and I'm almost done here, but it's a quote that I actually just read in my self journal. It's from Albert Einstein, and it's logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. So I think it's quite inspirational in a way that, it's good to think big, it's good to dream big, but it's also very important to take action and make things happen. Just dreaming won't take you anywhere. So you need to take steps to get things moving. And just finally, closing remark, I can't stress enough the importance of the team. So, surround yourself with a team that respects you, a team that includes you, and a team that, is driven and dedicated. So.
Thank you so much, Andree. It was so good, getting to know you more personally, and all the advice that was all great. And again, for those who are listening, our members, just make sure you cast your vote for the 2021 YMP Award winner again. So thank you all. Thank you, Andree. We really appreciate.
Perfect. Thanks, Bianca. Thanks, everyone.